What is going on, everyone? Happy Friday. I hope all of you are having a wonderful day. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, depending on the time that you're watching this today. Today we're going to be talking about Pepe 2.0 potentially having some sort of reversal, and the same thing with Grok token. So if you are invested or looking to go ahead and jump into these projects, this is definitely a live stream you do not want to go ahead and miss out. And if you are tuning in live with me, go ahead and smash that like button. Shout out to Ryan for tuning in onto the live stream. Seems like the first one. Saeed coming by. Lisa, how's it going, Lisa? I really appreciate all of you tuning in right now. I hope all of you are having a wonderful day today or had a wonderful day. How's it going, Happy? We're going to go ahead and talk about what's going on right now. Let me go ahead and post my link real quick. I'm really excited to go ahead and be back. So I'm actually back to my setup, as you can go ahead and see. Shout out to Ryan. Say, let's pump it up. Go ahead and smash that like button for me, please, chat. Smash that like button for me. As I always mention, it does help support the channel. And I also want to go ahead and say thank you very much. We're very close to actually getting monetized right now on YouTube. Let me see if I could actually go ahead and show you that. We're so close to getting monetized, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this without any of your help. Let me know down below if the music's a little too loud on my end, but let's go ahead and check this out real quick. Look, I want to go ahead and show you what we've been capable of doing, and I really do appreciate every one of you, smashing the like button, and as well sharing my videos does definitely go ahead and help support the channel. So check it out right here. If you see, we need over 4,000 hours in order for us to go ahead and get fully monetized, and we're almost there. We're at 3,869, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this without you all. So I really do appreciate you a lot. Really truly does mean a lot for me. Even if you see my stats from the last 28 months, literally over 1,000 hours of watch time and over 11,000 views. So I really do appreciate every one of you showing love and support. Smash that like button for me. As I mentioned, it doesn't cost you anything, and it does help support me as well. And we're very close to almost achieving 5,000 subscribers as well. So I really do appreciate every one of you always showing love and support. I truly do mean it a lot. So really excited to go ahead and have all of you here today. How's it going, Suave? I hope you're having a good one. Ice, how's it going, Ice? So let's go ahead and get started into the stream. I don't want to go ahead and take up too much of your time because I know all of you want to go ahead and know what's going on with Pepe 2.0. But as always, go ahead and support the channel by smashing the like button, subscribing if you're brand new to the channel, and most importantly, if you want to go ahead and leverage trade, go ahead and use my MEXC link down below. $20,000 in sign-up bonuses, no KYC, and literally takes less than 3 seconds to create an account. The event's about to end, but don't worry about that. I'm going to go ahead and create any FOMO because I will go ahead and reach out to the MEXC team to go ahead and have another sort of deal. I'm not sure if it's going to be 20,000, but I'm sure they'll have something set up for us. So no worries on that, but let's go straight into the charts and see how the market's doing. Actually, let's start off with crypto bubbles, right? So crypto bubbles right now, it looks decent. It looks like the market is definitely liking what they're seeing. They definitely did go ahead and take advantage of that buying the dip opportunity with the whole entire thing with Binance going on. So I did mention that I was extremely bullish. I do believe we also even did have Bitcoin touch a little bit over $38,000. So it's looking really good in the market overall. It looks like altcoin season might be happening. I've been hearing a lot of talks with a lot of these other crypto influencers talk about altcoin season. And go back to all my videos. How long have we been talking about some sort of altcoin season coming? I've been saying this since the beginning of freaking October, right? So this is the way you make the most money, is by catching on to trends early on before the big content creators and influencers find out. Right now I'm hearing talks about freaking altcoin season when you and I were all talking about altcoin season and meme coin season literally back in October, right? So it definitely looks like we are in edge. And we could go ahead and see some potential sort of altcoin season. We're going to go ahead and talk about that as well too. Is there a possibility of an altcoin season? I did mention typically we've noticed that 70% is where we need Bitcoin dominance to head towards to in order for altcoin season to happen. But that has been past data, right? Doesn't mean data has to always go ahead and literally repeat the same thing. That's just based on what we've seen and what we've noticed. And looking at the fear and greed right now, currently sitting at a greed at 66. Everything's at 66. Last week we were at 63, and last month we were at 72. So it's definitely looking pretty good. I would definitely like to go ahead and enter some sort of neutral or a little bit more of a bearish sentiment, just so we could go ahead and have a little bit more of the buying a dip opportunity for many of us that are looking to go ahead and enter a lot of more trades or new positions. And I do also think this is going to definitely make a little bit more it's going to make new investors and new traders a little bit more confident if we do have a little bit more some sort of support being found on a lot of these projects. But we're going to actually go ahead and deep dive into that right now. So really appreciate you. Thanks for smashing the like button for all of you. We have over 12 watchers right now and only 7 likes, so definitely go ahead and smash that like button for me. As I mentioned, it does help support the channel, and it's completely free. So looking at Pepe 2.0, currently right now only up about 1.6% for the day, but currently sitting at a total market cap of 2203 million, liquidity at 1.75 mil, and holders we're at 12.10 thousand. I think we actually grown on the holders side. Let's go ahead and see. Yeah, we've actually did grow a little bit on the holders. I think we were at 1250, so we kind of almost went a little bit I wouldn't want to say fully double on the position we were at, but we were at 12,000, almost losing the 12,000 mark. So we definitely are getting the holders that we need, and that's actually a good sign and something that I was looking forward to. If we do go ahead and break around the 13,000 holder and above, I think that'd be the most freaking bullish thing ever. We do see an increase in volume, currently sitting at 511,000 on the 24-hour volume on a decentralized exchange, right? So this is on Uniswap. I'm sure a lot of these exchanges are probably bringing in like 20, 30 freaking million in volume, and probably even higher. But this is what we're seeing on DEX tools, and let's go ahead and see how the market's feeling overall. So we're seeing a little bit of buying pressure coming in, but it still hasn't given us that confirmation of what we were looking forward to go ahead and confirm that this is some sort of bottom. Let me go ahead and read some questions real quick. Tillery, how's it going, bro? Hope you're having a good one today, man. Long time no see. OG, what's up, bro? I hope you're having a good one today. Hope all of you had a great day yesterday. If any of you celebrate Thanksgiving, I'm not sure if any of you do, but I know a lot of my viewers are from the U.S., so happy Thanksgiving for all of you, and I hope all of you had a great time with the family. Go ahead and smash that like button for me. Only 7 likes right now and over 13 viewers, so definitely go ahead and smash that like button for me. Pepe 2.0 does look like we have been forming some sort of area of support. As I mentioned, it did take us about 13 days in order for this pump to go ahead and happen. So this is something that I'm looking forward to, and I'm expecting maybe some sort of consolidation before we have a breakout to the upside. Obviously, with Bitcoin approaching $38,000, and if we do go ahead and break above $38,000, I do believe this market is going to freaking pump like freaking crazy. So this is kind of the reason why I always say, you know, it's really difficult to go ahead and predict because we don't know when the market's going to want to do its thing. The only way we could go ahead and do is position ourselves to not either go ahead and get wrecked or over leverage ourselves, just in case the market does decide to go into the direction that we're looking forward to, or if it doesn't, at least we don't go ahead and completely wreck ourselves altogether, right? Tillery says happy Thanksgiving to all of you. So let's go ahead and see if we see any sort of consolidation right now on Pepe 2.0. Looking at the 4-hourly, it looks kind of funky on the DEX tools, but we're going to go ahead and take a look on Pepe 2.0 on TradingView, because that's going to give us a little bit more data, and I think that's going to help all of us to go ahead and understand the charts and looking for any buying to dip opportunities, or actually, you know, enter a trade. If you're looking to go ahead and enter a trade on Pepe 2.0, this video is definitely for you. Tillery says, what's pumping today? Grok is pumping right now. I know that. We see Grok at 24% right now. And I did see a little pump on Bitcoin. So honestly, I'm not too sure what's going on right now, like what's pumping, what's not pumping. Completely right now, I'm completely wrecked in a market, so I'm waiting to go ahead and get my paycheck next week to go ahead and add more money into the market. So definitely looking to go ahead and add a few positions. I do want to also go ahead and talk about what I believe and what we should be doing to prepare ourselves for some sort of altcoin season. I do believe that the metaverse is going to be one of the biggest things. So I think moving forward as well, I'm going to start doing some very, very like deep dive into the metaverse side of things. I think buying land, maybe buying some character skins, or maybe investing into some metaverse launch pads. I think it's going to be the move. I think that's solely my opinion. Another YouTuber creator that I really do like a lot, that actually launched something about regarding the metaverse, was actually Alex Becker on like 2-3 videos ago. So with that being said, I do believe some sort of metaverse bull run will be happening as well, especially with altcoin season, if we do go ahead and get that. And I think we should go ahead and start positioning ourselves for the metaverse altcoins to go ahead and pump. For me personally, I think the metaverse and crypto is not something that's needed, but I do definitely believe that there's going to be some hype that we could go ahead and take advantage of and make really, really nice freaking returns. And we're talking about, you know, 10, 20, even 100 X's, right? obviously this is not, none of this is guaranteed, this is all speculation, but I truly have a feeling and I believe that metaverse related altcoins are definitely going to be a move again this bull run. And I think buying land, we should be preparing ourselves to go ahead and buy land on like Decentraland, all these other metaverse platforms, because I do believe that the metaverse land is going to be hyped up once again like it was last bull run, where land was going up for thousands of dollars, $500,000, right? And right now you can go ahead and buy land for as little as like $600, $300, $1,000, depending on the lot size and all that. So I think right now we are entering a really good time in the market. Obviously, we're getting more bullish signs than bearish at this point. I did mention I was very neutral in the market, and I was actually quite bearish with how the market was pumping. But with that being said, the fact that we had the Binance news going on and the market tanked, well, it didn't really tank. It took a small little dip, and everybody bought the dip. You know what I mean? So that's definitely giving us a sign that people are feeling actually a lot more bullish with the whole entire market. And I do think that if we could go ahead and get into those higher risk altcoins like the metaverse ones, and if we could bet a few dollars into that, you know, we could possibly turn, you know, $100, $200 into 100x, and if we have that kind of altcoin season begin, right? So we're going to actually go ahead and look into the charts with that, but let's go ahead and look into Pepe 2.0 on TradingView right now, and comment down below, what do you think? Do you believe that the metaverse is still a hype thing? Do you believe in it? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Let me know what your thoughts are. I do think that in my opinion, you know, metaverse is overly hyped. And I feel like the whales and institutions are going to go ahead and pump it. The metaverse is really nothing new. I mean, I've been a gamer for years, and the metaverse has always been, you know, pretty much what we're seeing now in today's games like Call of Duty. And I guess, you know, if you implement blockchain into it, like, you know, your skins and all that, I guess it makes sense. But as far as like a play to earn mechanism, I don't know how sustainable that is, in my opinion. So and that reason, I don't think metaverse gaming it's necessary in gaming, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but coming from a gamer myself that I play games here and there, I think the biggest problem that a lot of these even top gaming companies are having is retaining players, right? So I feel like blockchain right now, it's not in the stages where it has to be, where it could attract more people. And I also believe that, you know, blockchain gaming is unnecessary in the play to earn mechanism. It's unsustainable. That's just solely my opinion. But I do believe that there's going to be a lot of hype with a lot of these corporations and institutions willing to go ahead and push this up to go ahead and convince everybody that, you know, the metaverse is the next hot thing, when the metaverse has always been around. If you played video games such as Fortnite, you know, RuneScape, you have Halo, Call of Duty, GTA, that is a freaking metaverse, right? And they have their own in-game currency in the game as well. So realistically, in my opinion, I don't think blockchain gaming is necessary. I think it would be cool, but it's not something we need right now. And definitely, unless these big corporations like Xbox and PlayStation, which I know they've been talking about, start to implement blockchain into, like, you know, probably character skins like that, then I do believe then there's a high probability that it will scale. But as far as like either someone who's a gamer or someone who's barely coming into gaming, I think the blockchain gaming shit just makes like almost zero sense. It's too overly complicated, and it's too brand new, in my opinion. So unless one of these corporations like Xbox or PlayStation incorporates metaverse gaming into their platforms, where like you don't even notice it and you just know that it's being ran through the blockchain in the back end, then I think people will adopt to it, and then yes, metaverse gaming will be a thing. But have you ever seen the movie like Ready Player One or some shit like that? I think the movie's called. I think that's really in the reality of the world that we're actually heading towards in the future. So overall, metaverse, super bullish. I don't believe in the hype too much, but I do believe that because of the hype, we could go ahead and take advantage of over 100x tokens on the metaverse. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about about Pepe 2.0, and then I'm gonna go ahead and give you a little bit of alpha at some metaverse tokens that I'm actually looking at to go ahead and add to a bag starting next week. Maybe some leverage positions. I don't know. I have to go ahead and figure out my game plan. But I am definitely gonna go ahead and give you guys my game plan of what I'm gonna be doing. And if you want to go ahead and follow suit, then that's up to you. Obviously, none of this is financial advice, but if that's something that you're looking for, where you're like, hey John, I like the high risk, high plays, I know a lot of you freaking do. I've been asking questions, and I've been asking a lot of you, have you guys been buying altcoins or meme tokens, and a lot of you have been buying the meme tokens. So it definitely does give me a sign that a lot of you are interested into those 100x's projects that could potentially go ahead and do that, right? So that's what I love, and I'm actually going to be doing some very deep like dive research before altcoin season begins, so we could go ahead and take advantage and make as much money as possible before all these freaking influencers start talking about these projects, and by then we're going to be freaking getting wrecked. So definitely go ahead and smash the like button, subscribe. Let's go ahead and read some comments real quick before I go into the Pepe 2.0 TA. We have Moon Joker. How's it going, bro? Hope you're having a good one. Moon Joker says Grok is the alpha. Grok 2.0 could do the same as Pepe 2.0, but it's high risk, high reward. Moon Joker also says, I had about 30 million plus Grok 2.0. If it hits 60 to 100 million market cap like Pepe 2.0, that'll make me 50k to 120k. Nice, man. That's a really nice investment right there. I hope that comes through. Ryan says, did you hear about the new meme coin only launched yesterday? I haven't heard about any meme token. Keep me up to date on that. For sure would be definitely interested into hearing about that new meme coin. But go ahead and smash that like button right now. We have over 15 viewers right now and only 9 likes. So go ahead and do me that huge favor by smashing the like button for me. But let's look into Pepe 2.0 on the 15-minute chart and see what we're actually seeing right now. So we actually do see that we did get rejected at the 5899, and if we do go ahead and get rejected at this area right here at the 5635, which there could be a possibility of a potential opportunity to go ahead and buy another dip if it does drop below. But right now we are currently at an area of support that looks like it's been holding. If we don't have enough volume or momentum, there's a possibility that we could go ahead and retest the 5491 or even retest the 5579 before dumping back down to the levels of the 4831. And I do think that this could be a possibility that might happen. I do think that whales will go ahead and do that manipulation where they have this consolidation period, they have that fake out before a massive breakout to the upside, and I think that could be happening again, in my opinion. So just be very careful. If you are looking to go ahead and enter a leverage position, go ahead and make sure to only enter a very small leverage position. Average your way in. Don't put no more than $100 or $200 per position. I've noticed that when you're using anything more than $300 with 10x and above leverage, you definitely get freaking wrecked instantly as soon as you put a buying order. So that's why when I'm trading a position, let's say Pepe 2.0, and I'm looking to go ahead and put in $10,000-$20,000 of leverage into my position, the most I would go ahead and do is I would do anywhere between $100 to $300 max, and I'll put a limit, a buy-in limit, in order to go ahead and trigger the spots that I'm looking to go ahead and buy in, right? I don't like to go ahead and just buy in with $1,000 using 10x leverage, because you're going to get freaking wrecked and the market's going to purposely dump on you to go ahead and get you liquidated. This is something that I've been testing. I don't know if it's true, but for me personally, if I'm trading anything with over $1,000 and above, regardless of how big my position is, I'm only going to be buying in $100 to $300 max. Because $100 to $300 with leverage, anywhere between 10 to 20x. I know a lot of you freaking use 100x. When the whale starts to see those huge buying orders, they're going to purposely push it down to go ahead and get you liquidated. So be very careful. These are meme tokens with leverage with a low cap. Definitely $300 with leverage. Trust me, $300, even $100 with 10 to 20x leverage does move the market. So just be very careful. And I would suggest, as I mentioned, don't put no more than $100 per position. Average your way in. For example, you're like, hey John, how the F do I freaking average my way in? All right. Well, for example, if you're really bullish on Pepe 2.0, you would put a buying order right here, $100, another one right here, $100, another right here, $100, $100, another $100, another $100, and then until you see that full-on reversal of the market, then you could go ahead and feel comfortable throwing in. If you really want to, throw your money all in, then that's when you put in the $5,000 in one position, which I still wouldn't suggest. I would say break it down into $500 or $1,000, but don't do one full huge order, because you definitely are going to get wrecked if you're trying to buy in or you're trying to sell your position. So definitely always dollar cost average your way into a position, and dollar cost average your way out of a position. So take profits as it's going up as well. If you're $20,000-$30,000 in profits, take $2,000 every couple minutes, or take $5,000 every other day, right? Because if you do go ahead and close that position position instantly, you're going to go ahead and get either filled in at a very terrible price and you're going to get wrecked, or yeah, slippage. That's pretty much the same shit. So definitely dollar cost average your way into a position, dollar cost average your way out of a position is what I would recommend. And I'm just telling you based on what I've noticed for me, right? I don't know if this is actually true, but this is what I've noticed for me personally when I'm trading. I've noticed having the issues of you know, when you have a pretty decent bag, even at like $2,000 depending on the position you're trading, you do get wrecked with the slippage. So you have to be very, very careful with that. But looking at the 30-minute chart, we also do see that we are at a buy-in zone right now. So we're going to go ahead and see how it holds above this area right here. Typically, I mean, I guess you can't really say this is textbook, but you can say this is, you know, some sort of cup and handle pattern forming. So as soon as we do go ahead and break this weak high right here, which is the 5919, it could be a confirmation that we will go ahead and break this area of resistance right here, which the area of resistance is 6685. So that would go ahead and confirm that we are back in an uptrend, in my opinion. This is not 100% right. We can still go ahead and enter these zones right here with a fake out and then get wrecked. So that's why you have to be very, very careful. But if we do go ahead and break above the 59116 to the 6728, for me personally, I would say that's going to give us a very good, healthy sign that this is a possible reversal from a downtrend. So now we are going to go ahead and reverse all the way up, and then we're going to be testing the highs that we were once at once again. So definitely be on the lookout for that. I think there could be some sort of reversal coming in with Pepe 2.0. I'm crossing my fingers it doesn't happen yet because I don't get paid till next week, and I'm definitely looking to go ahead and buy the dip. But even if it does go ahead and break out, let's say next week, and we enter these zones right here, I wouldn't feel too bad buying in at these zones right here, because as I mentioned, that is going to give us a sign that, you know, the market's feeling, you know, more bullish. You're feeling a little bit more confident, more comfortable. We have new buyers, new holders, and that's definitely telling us that there's a sign of volatility coming in, and that would mean that we'll be approaching these zones back in right here again. And I mentioned the goal is just to go ahead and do that trade, right, where we could go ahead and almost capture the bottom, do a 200 to 300% pump, sell, you know, 80% of your bag, or if not all of it, wait for a 50% retracement, and then rebuy again. If we have some sort of altcoin season or meme coin season, which I really doubt we'll have a meme coin season right now, doesn't mean meme coins won't pump. But I don't think altcoin season will be happening by December. I think it might be happening towards the beginning of Q1, right? So this is the reason why I believe it's really, really important for us to go ahead and try to make as much money as possible, whether you're longing or shorting this market. So when we do get that confirmation of altcoin season coming in, we could go ahead and go and throw in a little bit more money onto these altcoins, possibly on leverage with the gains that we made from the shitcoins, right? So I think we're heading towards a good area. I don't think we're in altcoin season yet, but we'll go ahead and find out right now until we look into Bitcoin dominance. But as I mentioned, Pepe 2.0, in my opinion, is looking pretty good. Usually what I like to go ahead and do when I'm entering positions, let's say, for example, if I wanted to go ahead and enter a position on Pepe 2.0, ideally, I would go ahead and look at the 4 hourly. I would start off with the daily, the hourly, 30-minute chart, 15, 3-minute, and then a 5-minute. So if I was to go ahead and enter a position on Pepe 2.0 right now, I would look at the daily chart and look at this. Okay, so it's looking pretty good. It's giving us some sort of consolidation, some sort of possible, you know, reversal coming in. We also see two huge patterns, in my opinion. This could be one massive, you know, cup and handle pattern, which we see with Bitcoin as well on the monthly. I think with Bitcoin, you could also say this is a mini cup and handle pattern. So there's two confirmations right there. This could also be a double bottom. So that's another confirmation right there. Possibly, I'm not saying it's 100%, all right? So I look for confirmations or any signs of some area of support to be found, right? So I look into the daily. I now head over to the 4 hourly. The 4 hourly is giving us the same similar data, and actually a little bit more data, because we're seeing that it's actually consolidating where we wanted to go ahead and see, right? If we do go ahead and break below this area, then we could go ahead and say safely that we will be approaching the 333 zone. Can it happen? I think it could just be a quick little fake out where it dumps quickly to liquidate some people, and then the whales are going to buy the dip and it's going to continue to consolidate before the next breakout. Then I head over onto the 1 hourly. If I see anything that makes sense right here, Looks like a reversal might be happening too. Resistance is still at the 5870. Then I would head over down to the 30-minute chart. It gives you the same data. I go down to the 15-minute chart. Okay, now this could be a good sign for you to go ahead and enter a position. If you're looking to enter a position, this is where I will begin to go ahead and start looking. I would start looking at the 15-minute chart. Then I go on to the 5-minute chart. Okay, we see that on the 5-minute chart that there is a resistance at the 5297, and we could potentially go as low as the 4981. So you could go ahead and analyze that, and then I would head over onto the 3-minute chart, and we do see that on the 3-minute chart we are actually entering an area of resistance right now, which is at the 5126. So this gives you a little bit more data, and this is the way you could go ahead and dollar cost average your way in. And even right here in the 3-minute chart, it does give us information that we could potentially go as low as 4958. So maybe putting in a buying order at 4958 or 4965, because sometimes we don't go as low. And then you could dollar cost your way average into your position. But that's typically what I look for. I look into the daily, the 4-hourly, the 30-minute chart, or the 1 hour, 15-minute chart, the 3-minute, and then the 5-minute. It's where the 3-minute and the 5-minute, between the 15-minute, 3-minute, and the 5-minute are usually the three charts that I actually look into entering a position and dollar cost average my position into. The daily is more for a longer term, midterm, to go ahead and analyze if there's any signs being respected, or any patterns being confirmed, or any patterns being formed. Usually what I've noticed for me personally is that there could be some sort of formation pattern being formed on the daily, and if you go into the shorter term time frames, such as like the 4-hourly or even like the 1-hourly, you sometimes get a full-on scoop of the actual pattern getting ready for breakout. So that's what I like to use. As I mentioned, that's what has been working for me when it comes to looking for entries. A lot of people are like, dude, how do you time the bottom? Well, I don't look at the longer term time frames, right? Because if you look at the daily could literally have like a 30% pump difference if you're looking at the 15 to 20 minute chart or 30-minute chart, right? And you can have a better entry point on the smaller time frames, in my opinion, compared to the higher time frames. So it just really depends on what you feel comfortable with. But that's just a little take on what I like to go ahead and do when I'm looking to go ahead and enter a position. And it does also look like some sort of cup and handle pattern. The nastiest cup and handle pattern, but we can still go ahead and say there's a potential possibility of some sort of cup and handle pattern, but still at the area of resistance at the 6041 on Pepe 2. So I'm overall bullish for Pepe 2.0. If we go ahead and look at the weekly, which I haven't ever looked at, but it also gives us that formation of a possible cup and handle pattern again. So we're seeing that same exact sign. So it's bullish overall. It's bullish overall. When is it going to pump? I don't know. I think within the next 2 weeks we should be seeing a massive pump with Pepe 2.0, potentially being another additional 300% pump before we're followed with an 80% retracement, as we usually see. So let's go ahead and read some comments real quick before I go ahead and forget. Saeed says, I'm bullish that Pepe 2 will kill 2 zeros. I believe Pepe 2 will go ahead and kill 2 zeros, bro. Tillery says, I'm at 21.93 million market cap. Nice. Jimmy from Degrassi, blue-haired ETH buyer. WTF. I'm expecting Jimmy from Degrassi is freaking Bernie, bro. What's up, my guy? What is going on, Bernie? X, hi John, hi all, how's it going, X? Hope you're having a good one, bro. Ryan, can you have a look at Ding, John? Yeah, 100%. Let's look at Ding right now. Jimmy from Degrassi, bullish bearish diversions on 4-hourly on Pepe Inu. Interesting. We're gonna look into Pepe Inu right now. Loino, Rodney, BTC going to 40K tonight. I think that's very possible. I think $40,000 Bitcoin is around the corner. I think $50,000 Bitcoin is really, really possible. And I've been talking about this in the last literally couple days, couple months, honestly, since the beginning of October. Actually, I think even sooner than that. I've been talking about Bitcoin hitting $50,000 and above. And I think once we approach $40,000, it's definitely going to create some FOMO. Shorts are going to get liquidated, causing some sort of short squeeze, pushing the price action up higher to $47,000 Bitcoin and above. And hopefully we do go ahead and get towards the areas of 70% Bitcoin dominance, and that's when we're going to go ahead and have the trade-off of altcoin season beginning with the 70% dominance on Bitcoin. So let's go ahead and look into the charts on that. And by the way, Degrassi, my hair is actually purple. My hair is actually purple and silver, but the lighting that I have in the background kind of gives it a different look. Let's look at ding. Ding, ding, ding. Which one's ding, Ryan? Hey, Ryan, if you could go ahead and send me the smart contract on ding through Twitter, that'd be really, really, really helpful. And if any of you want to go ahead and do the same thing, any projects you want me to go ahead and look up right now on live stream, go ahead and reach out to me at ALTCOIN John in order for me to go ahead and pull out that link. You could try putting it on the live stream. I doubt it's going to probably go through. It might go ahead and get blocked, but try it on the live stream if you can. If not, go ahead and reach out to me at ALTCOIN John on Twitter and send me a DM message on there. Aubrey, did you try my tequila drink? I haven't, bro. I haven't. I gotta try it. I gotta try it. Pretty sus your hair changes like that, bro. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, man. My hair does change pretty crazy. Now, my hair is actually silver. My hair is actually platinum with purple, but the lighting that I have in the background, I guess, reflects it with the light that I have right here in front of my camera. So I guess it's pretty cool. Aubrey says, I will link my OnlyFans. My OnlyFarms. Aubrey says, need to be a mod for links. Well, yeah, I'm down, but you have to tell me what account you're going to use, man. You use like 20 different accounts that I don't even know which one, like which account you actually use. I could guarantee you Bernie's Aubrey, Jimmy from Degrassi, who else? Loino, possibly. Yeah, Bernie's gonna spam chat us. Aubrey says, how often do you use purple shampoo? I try to use it every day. Actually, no, once a week. I use purple shampoo once a week, and then I use the silver paste, which is called like mask, I think. I use that like I'm not supposed to do it every day, but I use it every day. I'm supposed to use it like once every other week. Same thing with the purple shampoo too, but I still use it all the time. Ryan, can you go ahead and send the smart contract to Ding? That'd be sick. Syntax, how's it going, bro? Hope you're having a good one today, man. Tillery, it looks blue and gray from the screen, bro. Yeah, it's gray. It's for sure gray. My hair's platinum, like gray, like it's silver. But I use purple. $11 privilege, no spam tonight. I'm tired. I got you, bro. Champagne Pappy, do you use fake tan on your feet also? Yes, I do. No, I don't, bro. No, I don't. Just that when I was out on vacation, I got super tan, bro. It's because like usually when I'm out in the sun, like I get super, like I'm sensitive to light. I always say this to people and people make fun of me, but I'm super sensitive to light. So like I'm sensitive to light through my eyes, so I need to go ahead and have like sunglasses at all times. I'm like that kind of douchebag that you see at the store with sunglasses. that's definitely me when I enter buildings. I'm that douchebag with the glasses on, with the sunglasses that nobody could see because I'm sensitive to light. And also like if I'm out in the sun for too long, like I was when I was on vacation, I wasn't even out at the sun for that long. I was just, I was just out doing things, which I typically don't ever do because I'm usually always at home streaming or looking at charts. I get tan very, very quickly, like super, super fast. I'm like a vampire, dude. Ace, why is the chart different on Pepe 2 perp? So the difference between the chart on Pepe 2 with DEX tools is that with futures, it's a little bit more manipulated. So you're always going to go ahead and see the price action being a little bit different. So that's why when I always suggest, and this goes with the same thing with exchanges too, right? If you're using, let's say Pepe 2, you're looking at Pepe 2 with let's say, for example, Bybit compared to MEXC is going to have two different price actions. Same thing with Bitcoin and a lot of these exchanges. Sometimes Binance has it for a lot higher compared to Coinbase has it a lot lower, right? So a lot of these exchanges have a different price action onto the cryptos. Maybe that's the way they make money. That's what I'm assuming, that market makers is the way they make money plus manipulation. Yeah, that's why you're always going to be looking at different charts. When it comes to TA, I usually don't do TA too much on Pepe 2 on DEX tools. on the decentralized platform because I trade on futures on MEXC. So I always use the MEXC chart is what I really rely on. I like to use the Pepe 2 chart on DEX tools on the DeFi side of things to go ahead and see if my trade is going well. Typically what you could go ahead and do, you could kind of do like a trade snipe where you can see how the market's reacting on the decentralized side of things. If you see like massive selling action like you are seeing right now, or buying action, it actually reflects later, either a couple minutes or sometimes a couple hours later, or even seconds on the exchange you're actually looking at. So like for example with MEXC, if you look at the 3-minute chart, you can go ahead and see that there's being a little bit of buying action, but currently right now Pepe's at 5.1113, and you could go ahead and see that on DEX tools is at 5.203. So what you could go ahead and do, and it's called like arbitraging, which a lot of people go ahead and do, is that the price action on Pepe 2 on DEX tools is at 5.203. What most people would go ahead and do now is enter some longs and do a quick little swing trade to 5.20 because they know that Pepe 2 on MEXC might go ahead and hit that price action. So it's a little thing that I like to do. It's been known in the game. A lot of people do this, and this is the reason why I always say that like crypto's super manipulated, like more manipulated than people actually think. Crypto is really is manipulated, like to the max, in my opinion. And people find that very, very difficult to believe. But I was like, dude, it's like crypto is not decentralized as a lot of people believe, and we were told that it is, but it's really not. Right now, especially with no regulation being in place, ideally, it's a lot easy. It's a lot easier for a lot of these companies to manipulate, or even whales or institutions to go ahead and manipulate the price action when it comes to a lot of these cryptocurrencies because of no regulation, right? So that's kind of another issue that we get into, regulation, because if regulation was in place, I'm sure the spread between Coinbase and Binance's price action on Bitcoin would definitely go ahead and be a fine or something if regulation was in place. But because regulation is not in place, let's say for example Coinbase could be having their Bitcoin price at $2,000 cheaper than, let's say, Binance, and Coinbase could literally be backdooring all those that extra $1,000 when you're purchasing Bitcoin because no regulations in place. So that's kind of the issue that you get into when you're looking at different exchanges. And that's why I always mention whatever exchange that you use to trade, or you trust in, or you believe in, which you shouldn't, but if you do, just look at the price action on that chart. Like, you will never see me looking at Pepe 2.0 Bybit chart because I don't trade on Bybit, I trade on MEXC. Steve, more info on that mask stuff. Stephen W. It's pretty much just like it's kind of like a paste. It's kind of like just a shampoo. So it's kind of like a shampoo that pretty much makes your hair softer, and then you kind of leave it on your hair. I typically leave it on my hair for like about 30 minutes with the hair dye. And what it does is that because naturally, in order to, I'm sure a lot of you know this, I don't know this because this is like my first time like really bleaching my hair or actually doing my hair like this, but you first have to bleach your hair, get rid of all the color, and then you use some special shampoo like Bernie said, the purple shampoo. Then you use let's say for example, I use that masking stuff, which my hairstylist gave me this, the masking stuff. I didn't even know any of it about this shit. I didn't even know it was this freaking, like, it's so much maintenance to have colored hair, dude. I didn't know this shit. If I knew this, I probably would have never done it, but it's a lot of maintenance. So like now I have to go ahead and add this special shampoo called it's called like masking shampoo. Pretty sure you could just look it up. It's something like this, and what it does is that let's say like if I have blondes in my hair, I add the silver shampoo. It's something actually similar to this, and what it does is that it changes like my blonde hairs into purple. So that's why like over time, if I don't use these kind of hair products, eventually the color comes off and then I'm back to blonde. But yeah, this is like what I would use. I would use this, and then I would use like a semi-permanent kind of like other shampoo that's like hair dyed, and I just leave it on my hair for about like 30 minutes to an hour before I shower. You shouldn't do it every day because you damage your hair, but I do it every day. I do it every day. So I do it anytime that I have to go ahead and, you know, if I shower, I try to do it. The more you do it, obviously the quicker the results you get, but the more you do it and you don't maintain your hair, you're practically burning your hair, because you're putting chemicals that change the color into your hair and pretty much thin it out. So it's not good for your hair whatsoever. But because I want the, you know, I want the color quick, I just do it as, like, sometimes, you know, twice a day, 3 times a day, which you shouldn't freaking do. And you shouldn't be doing it every day. You should probably be doing the shampoo, the purple shampoo, like once a week or twice a week, because it really does damage your hair. And that brightens up the blondes and the silvers in your hair. And then with the masking shampoo that I told you, which turns it silver, it turns my blonde into platinum silver. But I have to do that. I'm supposed to only do that 2 or 3 times a day. I mean 2 to 3 times a week. But I do it every day, so it's not recommended. So I wouldn't recommend any of you to do it this way. I'm literally damaging my hair. Bernie says closet vampire. X says the project is tagged in his tweets. You should be able to find a contract there. Okay, for sure. Bernie says my guy doesn't go out to the sun. Got to be a vampire. I don't, bro. I mostly, if I do go out, it's usually at night. I'm more of a night person. I'm like a night owl. Ace TV key level and Pepe 2, please. Yeah, 100%, bro. I'll give you that right now. Jonathan says, yo, what's up, Jonathan? How's it going, bro? Hope you're having a good one. Ryan, link for Ding on my last tweet. All right, for sure. Let's look at Ding, and then we're gonna go ahead and look at Pepe 2.0 price actions one more time before I go into Grok. Let's go ahead and see crazy Ding coin. All right, so let's look at Ding. Ding, ding, ding. Let's go. So Ding's pretty, you know, fairly brand new. Crazy Ding coin, currently sitting at, you know, 40,000 market cap, 25,000 liquidity, 55 holders, and about $363 in volume. These are the kind of tokens that are the higher risk, higher reward. I really don't know what Ding does, and realistically, I kind of also don't care. Because when it comes to meme tokens, they just do whatever they want to do, regardless sometimes of the narrative. But you do see that they're at 55 holders. So if this is something that you're willing to go ahead and take on a high risk, high reward, then this might be worth throwing, you know, 10 to 20 bucks, maybe even $100. But easily, if a project like Crazy Ding Coin, you throw in, let's say, you know, 100 bucks and it hits a crazy market cap of $1 million, you're going to be making a really nice return. So these are the kind of plays that you typically want to go ahead and have a little bit more higher risk. I wouldn't suggest any of you to put no more than $100. I mean, liquidity is not locked, market cap's at 40K, but these are the kind of projects that you can literally turn, you know, $40, $10, even $100 into a couple grand, or even a couple hundred grand, or even $1 million if the project is very, very successful, right? So I mean, there's not really much TA you could go ahead and do on this, and typically when it comes to tokens that are fairly launched like this, I don't like doing TA because it's very, very difficult. But as I mentioned, if you're willing to go ahead and take on a little bit of a higher risk, it might be worth throwing in, you know, 20 bucks and just see where it goes, and just take it more as a gamble. But if it does hit, you know, 100,000 market cap and above, and it approaches $1 million, you'll be making some really, really nice money, especially because of the fact that it only has 79.63 million of supply. So the supply is really, really low. So realistically, Crazy Ding coin could hit, you know, $1 realistically, especially if it hits, as I mentioned, a million market cap and above. Then you'll be getting closer to approaching that 1 million. Buy and sell tax at 2%, 2.77. So be on the lookout for that. That's something you're willing to go ahead and risk yourself on. Right now, I'm just going to go ahead and take a look at what Ding is. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to my watch list. But let's go ahead and talk about. All right, looks like I have a request from Tillery on a token. Can you check out Frog? Bro, I've just seen it there. Okay, let's go ahead and look at Frog. Okay, this is Frog right here. I do also want to go ahead and mention, chat, that like if you are, you know, looking to invest into any of these tokens, just know that a lot of these are very high risk, high reward. So just be very, very careful. And I don't endorse any of this. I'm not part of any of this. I don't endorse it. And so just be very, very careful if I do approve any, you know, smart contracts to be posted on the stream. Typically I wouldn't do that, but I think we all should have the ability to decide whether we want to invest in a project or not, right? So I'm not going to go ahead and erase something, but I don't know how I feel about this chart. I mean, it looks better on the 30-minute chart. We do see some sort of head and shoulders pattern forming on the 30-minute chart. We're gonna go ahead and see if the head and shoulders pattern is now over. It looks like it is over, so that could be a pretty good sign. It's literally almost doing like textbook head and shoulders pattern, where typically we do go ahead and see, you know, the head and shoulders forming, then we go ahead and see it form one last time, and then we have it reject, unless this is another head of the shoulder. If this is another shoulder, sorry, of the head and shoulders pattern, that means that this thing could go ahead and break up to 7627 before breaking back down and consolidating. So I would go ahead and wait for confirmation to see if this if this head and shoulders pattern has already, you know, gone through, because if it has, then the head and shoulders pattern is right here. It got rejected right here, exactly where a head and shoulders pattern would be, and then we would just need consolidation before retesting these zones one more time to confirm that we are in an uptrend. So if you're looking to go ahead and trade Forge, I would say keep an eye on 10-11. I think ideally that would be the zone to go ahead and confirm that this thing is it's no longer going to dump, and confirmation of an uptrend has been set. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it just gives us a better confirmation. So I mean, the volume has been crazy. 3 million market cap, $628,000 of liquidity, locked for 12 months, 2,000 holders, about 15.75 million of volume at the 24 hours. So this thing's freaking insane. I wonder if this thing's going to get listed on MEXC, or if it is listed on MEXC. That'd be pretty cool. Let me go ahead and check the smart contract right now. And to go ahead and check if a token is on MEXC or on a certain exchange, what you do is you grab the smart contract. Let's say, for example, you just grabbed it right here, copied address. You go ahead and head over to CoinMarketCap. On the search bar, you now go ahead and paste the smart contract, and you can go ahead and see where the token's at. So it looks like this token has not been it hasn't been listed on any exchanges yet. So you know how I always mention, we usually get the MEXC effect as soon as we get listed on MEXC with a lot of these tokens, like let's say Forge, let's say for example. I mean, it's trending 13. We typically go ahead and see some sort of buy the rumor, sell the news. So sometimes we have it get listed on MEXC, we have a massive sell-off as soon as it gets listed and it goes live, and then we have another pump, or sometimes we have a pump for the first 15 minutes to a couple minutes, and then we see a massive retracement down to 90%. So typically when it comes to a lot of these tokens, I would always suggest, not financial advice, get in before they get listed onto the exchanges. As soon as they get listed on the exchanges, it might be worth shorting it down. So that's what I like to go ahead and do. Wait for the token to get listed on like MEXC, and then short it when it goes live, because that's typically what happens. It has the MEXC effect, as a lot of you like to go ahead and call it. Jonathan says 1,000 star on 4 hourly looks like it's going to break out. What do you think? Let's look at star. And then for Ace TV, I'm going to go ahead and give you the zones to look at real quick. Let me go ahead and give you the lookout on Pepe 2. You need to go ahead and focus on this whole entire zone right here. So the 5106. Key level on Pepe 2. The key level, in my opinion, would be the 5106. Anywhere you could go ahead and buy between the zone right here, which is the 5106. For any of you that missed it, anywhere between 5180 down to 4037. These are the two zones you need to go ahead and look at. So let me go ahead and put a little marker here. So all of you can go ahead and take a look at it and then screenshot it or write it down on a piece of paper. But these are the two zones you need to go ahead and be looking at. For support, if it does break below these areas, then it's going to look possibly a little bit more bearish. But look between buying around these zones right here, anywhere between 4567 and 5208. In order to go ahead and break some very key levels of resistance, we need to go ahead and focus on breaking and staying above 8358 and 900. So those are the two areas that we are at an area of resistance, and if we do go ahead and fall below 3774, in my opinion, that would be extremely bearish, and it might be over for Pepe 2.0. I doubt we'll touch these levels, but it could be a possibility, right? So I'm gonna repeat it one more time for all of you that are listening, or you guys are going to write this on a piece of paper, whatever the case is, screenshot it. I'm going to go ahead and say it one more time. Key areas you need to go ahead and look for support on Pepe 2.0 will be between 4567, 5208 will be a good buying opportunity, in my opinion, not financial advice. If we do see Pepe 2.0 fall below 3774, there could be a high probability, in my opinion, that it might be over for Pepe 2.0 and we might be turning bearish. Obviously, the dips could be bonded by these wells, but to me personally, I think, you know, losing the 3774 and below is definitely going to be a lot more bearish, especially because a lot of the new investors are going to freak out and they're going to lose out of their position or get wrecked. The other zone they need to focus on for key level for resistance is 8358 and 9000. So it's staying above 8358 and 9000 for market cap, meaning we need to go ahead and stay above and break above 40 million market cap in order to go ahead and continue with this this bullish scenario and then approach 100 million plus market cap and above. So that's it for Pepe 2.0. Let's look into STAR. As Jonathan mentioned, 1,000 STAR. So I have 1,000 STAR right here. I mean, it almost looks like Pepe 2.0, similar like consolidation period. I wouldn't be surprised if it does. I mean, it is having a lot of consolidation, at least in the 4 hourly for me on Star L. It just doesn't look like, it doesn't really look like much. I mean, you need that confirmation of reversal, which to me would be around breaking above 3437, which we're actually not that far away. We're about 8%, but it is giving us some sort of sign of possibly an uptrend, and you could actually go ahead and swing trade this thing to the upside all the way up to 37% short term, and then obviously in a little bit more of a longer term midterm, you could go ahead and see some sort of 100 to 80% pump on the 4 hourly. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 1 hourly on this. The 1 hourly, we are in extremely areas of resistance, but even with the 1 hourly, if we do zoom out, we do see that the trend is actually up. So it looks like we have possibly have actually broken down from this downtrend that we see right here, and you actually see it get broken around the zone right here. If you actually look at that right there with the trend lines, it looks like the downtrend has been broken and we are actually trending back up. Doesn't mean we can't go ahead and have a fake out, lose the support, and then this it's completely out the door. It could also be a, what is this, a falling wedge, right, where it drops down, consolidates before the next breakdown to the downside. So just be very, very careful. Or a bear flag. I think it's a bear flag. I don't know. But to me, this is looking kind of bullish. As I mentioned, the 1 hourly is looking pretty good too. So it looks like some sort of uptrend's going. And if it does squeeze and you're willing to go ahead and take a position into this, then you're going to be freaking making a boatload of money, a little bit over a 20% pump and above. Short term using leverage would actually be pretty cool. So definitely be on the lookout for that. 30-minute chart actually looks a little bit more bullish. As you see, same thing. We are seeing that we are in massive buying zones right now. Let's go ahead and switch over to the 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart is actually looking a lot better than any freaking chart in my opinion so far. Looking good as well. We do see that area of resistance so far has been 3352. So obviously we do approach and break above 3235. This is going to confirm that we are in some sort of uptrend. Looking at the 5-minute chart, looking pretty good too. We actually had a breakout to the upside. We saw about an 8% pump. Then we saw a dump back down into a buying area. So it's looking actually pretty decent right now. So just keep your eyes out on STAR 1000 STAR. If you want to go ahead and leverage trade this, make sure to go ahead and use my MEXC link down below. $20,000 in sign-up bonuses, no KYC, literally takes less than 3 seconds to create an account. It does look like some sort of breakout is going to be happening, and if you're willing to go ahead and take on the risk of betting that this is going to go to the upside, I think there's a lot of money for you to go ahead and be making on 1000 STAR L. So let's go ahead and look into Grok, because I do want to go ahead and do some quick TA on Bitcoin, and I kind of want to end the stream in a couple minutes, so just because like I've been trying to push myself to go ahead and like not stream for no more than 2 hours, and that's just due to the fact that I want to go ahead and create more content, and as well I want to go ahead and live stream again later on today, right? So that's the only reason why I'm kind of stopping down on live streaming for more than an hour. But and that's just because I kind of want to like create some sort of discipline for myself, or else, you know, ideally I would love to freaking live stream 24/7. But I also think that I could utilize that time to live stream again later on today. And but then again, today's Friday, huh? I forgot. Fuck. All right, we'll just see where things go. I forgot today was Friday. We could see a market pump though. So looking at Grok, I'm going to go ahead and start off with the daily because that was the title of the video on Grok. So looking at the daily, I did actually get wrecked on Grok. I lost over $20,000 literally around this zone right here. I got freaking wrecked, dude. This should have never happened. It's super manipulated. Another token that's super manipulated, but it looks like some sort of W pattern has been formed on the bottom, so a double bottom if you want to call it. So it looks like some sort of breakout will be happening very soon. I think right now with the momentum that we're having on Grok, it is giving us a little bit more confidence that we could be seeing some sort of reversal back to the upside. Looking at the 30-minute chart right now, we do see that we are entering we are near an area of resistance, which is around the 1019. But we also go ahead and see on the 30-minute chart that we could potentially see some sort of cup and handle pattern being formed right here, and we have formed this area of support. As long as we don't see Grok fall below A18, then we are going to still be extremely bullish, and I do think we could retest this zone right here one more time at the 1028. As soon as we break through that, I do believe that Grok could be approaching the levels of 1429 and above, and that could actually be a swing up to about 83%. So that's a really nice swing trade if you're looking to go ahead and enter a position on Grok. I don't know if I want to enter a position on Grok again. I'd consider it. I don't know. I'll see, dude, because I got freaking wrecked on Grok, and for that kind of reason, like, I kind of don't want to trade it anymore, because I know that if I would have never, jumped into Grok, I would have never gotten wrecked. But what happened with the Grok was there's some sort of exploitation that happened, which actually caused a lot of manipulation, the price action to go down by a lot. That's why it dumped over 80% these last couple weeks, actually about 2 weeks ago, I think, or a week and a half. And that's actually how I lost $20,000 on my position. I could have avoided it, obviously, if I had stop losses, but also I had no control of no freaking contract exploit happening. So, but what I have heard, the rumor is that the developer will be burning another percentage of the supply, which would be doing a buyback burn of probably around $1 million and above, because that's what he did last time, and that's actually what caused Grok to pump. And I think if we have the narrative with Bitcoin potentially hitting, $40,000, breaking to that upside, Grok, the developer actually coming back with a buyback and burn of over $1 million, I do think that Grok could go ahead and be approaching the zones the reason why I bought into Grok was because I believe that Grok could go ahead and break out to the zones of literally the 0.25 and above. And even short term, I believe we could go ahead and touch 0.15 and 0.18, which if you actually measure it from this bottom to the top, that's a little bit about over 100%. Jonathan says only 20 euros with leverage. What kind of leverage are you using, bro? Are you using like 100x? But yeah, that's what I would say with Grok. It looks like some sort of breakout might be happening. I think long-term Grok could go ahead and have that momentum, and just due to the fact that it's a freaking meme token that's inspired by freaking what is it called, by Elon. I mean, look at the news right here. Grok meme token faces 40% drop as expert exposes scammers' involvement. According to the recent reports, Grok zoomed to a staggering 160 million market cap with just 8 days of its release. However, reports of alleged scam involvement have overshadowed the token's rapid ascent. Grok rise mirrored by scammer accusations. Grok token prices have soared, doubling within the 24 hours alone, extending a weak rally that has in a strong machine 13,000% increase. The token has boosted its impressive 11,000 holders, has witnessed a trading volume of over $16 million over the past 24 hours from the data of DEX tools. However, Zach XBT is a proclaimed crypto detective, has raised concerns about the legitimacy of Grok, stating that the token was created by a scammer. Has stated that the same X Twitter account associated with Grok has been linked to at least one other fraudulent scheme. Note that people in the space will care about Grok 2.0. Grok was created by a scammer, same exact Twitter account, and has reused for at least one other scam. Satoshi Flipper, another prominent crypto trader on X, echoed this settlement, labeling Grok as an effing scam and emphasizing that Elon Musk did not authorize the token's launch. This is Grok, 1.99 million liquidity and a 137 million market cap with an effing scam. Not only that, it's completely fraudulent to trade. This knowing Elon Musk, the owner of Grok, did not authorize these devs to launch a token. Experts from Arkham Intelligence also weighed in, reporting that an on-chain trader sold a significant amount of Grok at nearly 40% slippage, reinforcing the scam allocations made by SAC. The controversy surrounding Grok has raised concerns within the cryptocurrency community. Critics argue that the token's market cap, coupled with the lack of authorization from Elon Musk, raises red flags. The token market cap has undergone from now 108 million down from its previous 160, which is actually now a lot less, and is yet determined whether the reports are true. So like, this is the kind of shit that you have to worry about when you're trading a lot of these shit coins, or even a lot of these altcoins, dude. Is that honestly, it's just crypto in general, man. This is the thing you have to understand that you're signing up for. When you're trading crypto, this is the kind of bullshit that you can go ahead and stumble across. So you could be entering a position, some bullshit rumors get pushed that, you know, the token's a scam, and you freaking get wrecked because you have a whole bunch of haters in the space just spreading FUD, trying to get a better entry into the price action for them to go ahead and make more money. So literally, you can't make any of this shit up. Who knows? Honestly, not like I'm going to marry freaking the bag. And this is the reason why I always tell all of you, don't marry the bags when it comes to these tokens. You're here to just make quick money. You're in and you're out. That's all you should really care about. Don't care about, you know, the community, the developer, FML. Just go ahead and focus on yourself, your position, make the money, and then just dip. Because the longer you hold on to a lot of these tokens, the more you're going to get wrecked in the long term, in my opinion, right? This token did hit 180 million market cap and above, and if we actually look at Grok where it's at right now, it's at 56.58, right? So it's dumped a lot. It's still hot trending 3. I do think it's probably going to pump up even higher. It's a really good token to swing trade and trade to the upside, but even then, like, you know, the fact that it already has been exploited, it has all this FUD being, you know, talked about, you could go ahead and get wrecked just like I did with Grok on my $20,000 leverage position, because someone decided to talk shit on the token and cause FUD, and then release all these articles and then purposely dump the token by exploiting it. So this is the kind of shit that you can't make up. So just be very, very careful when it comes to a lot of these meme tokens. Moving forward, Ryan says awesome stream. Thank you, bro. Jonathan says 50x. You're freaking insane, bro. 50x on $20. How much is that? Or 20 euros? Let's see how much that would be. That's probably like an insane amount. 20x with 50x leverage. That's $1,000. That's actually not that bad. But 50x leverage, I don't know how you don't get liquidated with that amount. But yeah, it could be worth putting in, you know, 20-40 bucks with leverage on Grok and take advantage of the pumps, to be honest. But just be very, very careful. And let's go ahead and take a look at the fear and greed. Oh yeah, we already talked about that. Never mind. Crypto bubble's looking good. Let's look into Bitcoin and then Bitcoin dominance. I'm going to give you a little bit alpha for all those that are still watching right now, over 14 live viewers. And if you are still watching right now, I'm going to give all of you some alpha when it comes to all the metaverse tokens that I believe you should be keeping your eyes out on. So definitely do appreciate all of you still tuning in. And smash that like button for me, by the way. We have only... actually, we have over 18 likes, so I really do appreciate that. And if you are tuning in brand new, just go ahead and smash that like button as well. So looking at Bitcoin, I like looking at Bitcoin on the Binance, because I feel like Binance has better pricing for Bitcoin, and that's the way I analyze it. But for Bitcoin right now, we do see that we actually did approach and touched earlier today. We actually touched 38,449, which we haven't even seen those levels in a while. We do see the RSI on the daily actually coming back down, so it is giving us signs that $40,000 Bitcoin could be happening in the next probably next coming days, or maybe by next week. and a half, we could be having Bitcoin approaching $40,000. So this is actually pretty crazy. This is definitely going to go ahead and bring in more bullishness into the market. Let's look at Bitcoin dominance and see if Bitcoin or altcoin season is really going to happen, because I'm starting to see a lot of these influencers and crypto people talk about some sort of altcoin season happening, and I want to go ahead and see if that's true, if we are even approaching the levels of dominance that we need to look at in order to talk about some sort of altcoin season happening. So looking at the daily right now on Bitcoin dominance, we do see that we are going to trend up even higher to the upside. I don't think we're still even there to altcoin season, and then typically they say it's 70%. So if we measure this from Bitcoin, this could be a good time for us to start entering alts. Because we still have about another 33% pump that we need for Bitcoin to happen, a little bit over 33 as far as the Bitcoin dominance, in order for us to go ahead and have that kind of altcoin season. And I think that would be above $40,000 Bitcoin. I think we need to be around $50,000 Bitcoin to approach that 70% dominance in order for the market to feel a little bit more confident. And with that being said, it looks like possibly towards the first quarter of the year will be when we're going to be having some sort of altcoin season, in my opinion. So I think everything's aligning pretty well. We're seeing the DXY take a little dump today as well, looking pretty good. It looks like the stock market is actually closed because of, you know, the long weekend holiday that they had here in the US for Thanksgiving, I guess. I don't even know. I don't trade the stock market anymore, so I don't know. But yeah, the DXY is taking a little dip. We're going to see how far we could actually go. Keep your eyes out on this. I think if we approach the, you know, break below 102.941, we are going to be approaching the 101 on the DXY, which would be the most freaking bullish thing overall. You know, Forex market looking decent. Gold and silver are actually slightly up today. Oil took a hit, and stock market did a little bit neutral because I think they were open for a few hours. ACV, hi John. I just want to hear your opinion on how you think it could go for Pepe 2. I think if we, as I mentioned, as long as we break 40 million market cap, I think Pepe 2.0 could hit 100 million and above. I think we could probably hit like 300 million market cap, which would be like deleting like 3 zeros. So short term, I think we could delete 2 zeros, but longer term, if we could go ahead and break above and hold 40 million market cap, we could potentially see, you know, Pepe 2.0 deleting another 4 zeros in total. I mean, how many zeros are we at? We're at 7 zeros. Yeah, so I know realistically Pepe 2.0 could delete 2 zeros, so it'd be left with 5. But as soon as we break above 40 million market cap and we hold above that and we start approaching 100 million market cap, I do believe that another additional 2 more zeros would be possible. So a total of 4 zeros being burned, I think it's really possible, as long as we continue to have the holder count go up, which actually looks like we just broke that today. Yeah, looks like we are breaking that. So it's looking pretty bullish overall, as I mentioned, for Pepe 2.0. For me personally, I don't like having that kind of mentality of like, you know, what's the moonshot that Pepe 2 could hit or any of these projects. I'm more of a trader, so I really don't care how high a token could go. What I like to focus on is the short-term movements, because as a trader, you make a lot of money, you know, trading these markets. Even with the 200% pump with leverage, could be life-changing for a lot of us. So that's why when it comes to a lot of these tokens, I don't like having these unrealistic, you know, market caps or, you know, price actions, because we make a lot of money even with 2, 5, 10% pump. Even with a 4% pump with leverage, you could be making a boatload of freaking money. And that's kind of the reason why I always suggest a lot of you look into, you know, learning how to leverage trade, because this is one of the best ways. Yes, it's risky, but it's one of the best ways to minimize your risk overall, in my opinion. Because meanwhile, while you're waiting for a token to do its thing, you can still go ahead and go long and short on the market and still make money both sides. And you're not really marrying your bags too much, right? You can literally make crazy swing trades even from here to this pump right here, and even with $1,000, you could turn it into a couple grand depending on the leverage you're using, and then you're able to re-enter your position, rinse and repeat, and you're actually able to make a lot more money, in my opinion, swing trading, than just holding your bag forever for diamond hands and in hope that it hits 1 billion market cap. And if it never hits 1 billion market cap, you just lost pretty much all the money and time that you know, you could have made elsewhere investing into other meme tokens or other altcoins that are actually moving, right? So that's kind of the reason why I don't talk about long-term approach too much. I like to look at what's in front of me because I don't know where the market's heading. Bitcoin could literally crash tomorrow. Pepe 2.0 could literally crash tomorrow. So for me, I don't like having the long-term, the short-term, or the long-term hopium of, you know, a certain market cap being hit on Pepe 2 or any of these tokens. I really don't know. Like I really don't know. I don't know where Bitcoin's gonna head. I don't know what's gonna happen. All I'm doing is speculating, and for that reason, I would rather trade these markets and take profits than not. So like as soon as I get paid next week, I am gonna enter a position back on Pepe 2. Hopefully, swing trade this thing up to, you know, 200%. Wait for it to retrace. I'm not gonna short it. Probably I will, but maybe I won't. Just because I feel like there's more risk shorting this right now than actually longing it. I would just wait for a retracement and then just rinse and repeat my pattern all the way until we hit new all-time highs, which we're not that far away. As I mentioned, in order for Pepe 2.0 to continue to push to the upside, we only need to see that 200% pump. Which we're not that far away from. So definitely keep your head up. As always, go ahead and smash that like button for me. And for all those that are still tuning in right now real quick, I want to go ahead and give you some quick little alpha on the gaming metaverse projects that I think we should all go ahead and have a look at. If you actually head over to CoinMarketCap, click on gaming, you see which ones are the hot ones, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about the ones I've been looking at. I've been looking at Render, the Sandbox, Decentraland, Gala. I know it's pretty hyped up. Illuvium's one you definitely need to keep your eyes out on. Engine is definitely like more of an ecosystem, so definitely keep your eyes out on that one. Vulcan, I think this one's going to do some really nice numbers, so keep your eyes out on Vulcan. Magic, and Cetify is a little bit more of a safer play, right? Yield Games, this one's pretty good too. Star Atlas, if you want to be feeling a little bit more degen, I know this one's going to pump. Possibly as soon as they start getting like the game going and all that, but the ones that I'm really looking at is it's GameFi. Like GameFi is like definitely one that you definitely want to check out, because if you look at GameFi, let's see what their all-time high was. If you see their all-time high, it doesn't mean it's going to hit it either, all right? So I just want to let you know, but its all-time high on GameFi was a little bit over $200, so almost $300, and it dumped, you know, 90%. Doesn't mean it's going to repeat its same thing, but GameFi is it's a launch pad. So I do believe that, you know, when altcoin season happens, we're going to have a metaverse pump with meme coins. And I think this is going to approach some very, very high levels, potentially, you know, approaching short term around the $50 mark. So definitely, you know, not a token that's going to freaking 100x, but it has a possibility with a lot of these gaming tokens. So definitely be on the lookout with a lot of these gaming tokens. I will be making a video in depth with my top 5 or whatever the case is of the tokens that I really like. But if you could actually go ahead and start looking into land on OpenSea with Sandbox and Decentraland, I think that also might be a play, right? These are a little bit pricier now. At 40 cents, you're not going to make too much freaking money, in my opinion. I mean, its all-time high hit about almost like $6. You're not going to make a killing with, you know, at 40 cents, but what you will be making a killing on would be like on the smaller cap ones. So the ones that don't have too much hype going on yet, or if you buy like the characters and stuff like that. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Ace TV says I'm trading on KuCoin. Awesome, man. Yeah, so definitely I would just say take profits. Take profits on Pepe 2. I do think a 300% pump will be coming. Ideally, I would take profits on my way up and then sell possibly 80% of my bag if you really believe in Pepe 2. Hold and then re-enter a position when it has that 50 to 80% retracement. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, and that's kind of the reason why you only sell, you know, a portion of your bag. If you want to take profits at, you know, after the 300% pump with leverage, you take the 50% profits. You now have money on the side, and now if the position does pump even higher, let's say it does a 20x, at least you still have money in the bag, right? But let's say, for example, if you take your 50% profits, you already have money in cash ready to go ahead and buy the dip, and if it dips down to, you know, the 80% or only 40% or 30%, then now you're able to enter with a bigger bag and lower your risk with Pepe 2. And this goes with a lot of these other meme tokens too, with this kind of strategy that you could go ahead and do. But overall, I really do appreciate all of you watching today. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as I mentioned. Make sure to go ahead and follow me on Twitter at ALTCOINJohn. If you want to go ahead and show some love, send me a DM, ALTCOINJohn. And as always, go ahead and make sure to use my MEXC link down below. $20,000 in sign-up bonuses, no KYC, and literally takes less than 3 seconds to create an account. And we're very, very close to being fully monetized. I think we could hit the goal by the end of this week. So I really do appreciate all of you. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch all of you on to the